Good evening.
Hello, there we go. Good evening, everyone. As Father Jerry mentioned, my name is Steve Wildenbush. I am the Financial Development Officer here at Nativity. My wife and Janet and I have lived in Middle Tennessee for 26 years. And then the last 5 of these have been here at Nativity. When we came here in 2021, there were 800 families in this parish, and now there are over 1,900 in just 5 years. The capacity of this building is about 450 in this area. On weekend masses, we see over 2,000 people showing up from 6 different masses, averaging 350 per mass, with 2 masses in the 500s. Religious education has 450 children involved, and there are over 50 ministries and clubs and organizations here. So obviously we have a big need. When you look at the $44 million budget of the project, one of the things that you'll kind of sort out is that the church is 2/3 of the cost of the program. Now, the diocese approval requires us to raise at least half the cost in cash and pledges, and then secure a loan for the remaining 50%. The feasibility study at that time indicated that we would not meet the 50% goal. Well, so now what? Well, whenever I have a really big problem, I break it down into smaller problems. And with that approach, we looked at this as 3 different construction problems. 1, the parking. We need to fix the parking. Number 2, worship space. We need to fix the worship space. Number 3, programming. We need to fix the programming space. Yet those are all mutually exclusive. They're not necessarily tied to each other per se. At one, we also have a funding problem that we need to address, and then we still have to confirm our financial support to the program. Great news. I am very excited to tell you that we have a plan to address these, and we are moving forward. Specifically, without compromising the quality and the beauty of the solution, our focus has been on these 4 problems for the last few months. And to drive the costs down, which is part of the equation, we have focused on the 3 projects: parking, the entrance, the road coming up the side, the additional 90 additional parking spaces back there. We are actually moving forward with that project as we speak, and I'll give you a specific deliverable that has been completed. By using our debt reduction fund that we've been continuing to build up, we have over $1 million in the bank on this. We are now going forward with a plan to start the project for the parking. This yellow and blue and green, you can't see it, but you can tell the blue and green. We're going to do this, and starting with the blue first, we're going to bring in a street, we're going to put parking in place, and we're going to expand what we have today. That $1 million that we have in the bank goes well against the $2 million in costs that it'll take to finish that work. So that's not a big gap. We're going forward with that because we need it. So that's a $2 million cost with $1 million in the bank, and we're going to pull that $2 million out of that 44, so we don't even have to address it under a capital campaign because we're so close to being complete with it as is. The second project, the new church. We made a decision to reduce the church back down to 800 seats versus 1,000 that we were thinking about. One is we can do a fine job of taking care of everyone with an 800-person church and what we anticipate is growth. This alone will save us $3 million off the cost of the program. Project number 3, the building in between here and the new church and the renovation of this building. We really dug in and addressed this and focused on it. We need out of this building in between is more room spaces, but there's 2 admin areas that aren't as critical to our operation as other things. So what we've done is we're going to put those two wings on pause. We're going to reduce the building for now down to just 8 classrooms. And we're going to gain 5,000 square feet of classroom space, and so that deals directly with the programming. We're also looking at and that type of building, without all of the administrative areas and the roof lines and everything else that goes with it, has dropped the cost per square foot a lot. The renovation approach we're taking here can be much more simple now because of these things happening, which is also dropping the cost per square foot a lot. Those two actions combined into one project is going to save us between $8 and $9 million. Yeah, it is a wow. Also, we are going to deploy an early contractor involvement model. It's very common in the industry where you really need to focus on cost. So as we evolve the design, we will be having experts of the trades involved with that design process, reviewing and feeding back what will maintain the cost budget on the program. So we'll be directly in control of that. And then we're going to keep our focus on these high priority scopes. We will postpone a few other lower priority scopes. As I mentioned, those administrative spaces, we're going to postpone those for now. We're going to postpone the chapel for now. And the school still remains just a long-term objective for the campus. To increase the funding, we've formed a development team of 6 additional people beyond Father and I, who are professionals in the industry of formal fundraising and development. They've done this for their careers. They've been heavily involved in that type of work. They're pros, and we're real excited. They're from the parish. They are members. They are one of us. And so they will be working, they are working the plan actively right now on how to close out that work. So from a timeline standpoint, when are we talking about doing all this? Well, the drawing package for the city, for the parking lot and the road coming in and the new entrance, that package was submitted to the city on February 23rd. So that task is done. We are now waiting for the city approval, which we anticipate we will have by April 28th. And with that, we will be able to go to the diocese for final approval to release the parking project. We anticipate having that answered by the end of June. So, all working in our favor, we'll be kicking the parking project off by mid to late summer. And we'll be adding 90 additional spots, another entrance to the facility. We will also be doing a little bit of additional civil engineering work around the next phase of the development. As far as we can get and be allowed to by the city, we are going there and doing that because we want to get that work out of the scope of the capital campaign as much as we can to keep our debt down. We will also expect that we will, with the planning of the development team, we will also be seeking approval for the capital campaign to start in mid to late summer as well. Fundraising typically will take 8 to 12 months to complete that. So you can do the calendar in your head as you're walking through this with us. And then the church construction period typically would take about 18 months. So that gives you a feel for where we're at, how long we're going to be on the journey together. The party will be the day after that, and we're going to have a big one. I do expect that we will have a new building filled with all of us in that 3 to 4 year window time frame. And the plan is in place and we're moving forward. Very excited about this. Going forward, I intend to come here once a quarter and give you a direct update on where we are with different things to keep you connected because this is your project. And I want to make sure that you stay very well connected. I'll also be publishing bits of information periodically on the website or in a flock note or in the bulletin. But I will be here face to face with you at least once a quarter. I have nothing else. I will be at the table at the welcome table in the back after Mass if you have any questions for me. But, thank you for your time and time to build the church.